So if you're following along, you know last week we got some real good news on the 64 Bel Air right here. Solid car, just needs a little tinkering, right? Which is exactly what we thought. So on this episode of Pugliese Speed Shop, we're going to see if we can get it run again. I mean, we did it before. All right, guys, so I'm hoping you realize that we are doing our damnedest to stick to our promise and actually focus this year. Because we're looking at week 3 and we're still doing it, guys. That's got to be some kind of record for us around here. But I guess before I start looking for credit where there's absolutely none due, because it's exactly what I said I'd do, I'll move on. So we've cleaned the shop up a little bit, right? Notice there's not all sorts of debris around the car. And, well, it smells a little better in here, too, I'll tell you what. Because all sorts of, there was some mouse houses, like behind the dash we got to pull out, and under the seat, and all that kind of stuff. And I already know, I'm going to find a little bit more when I pull the front seat out. But I don't want to do that right yet, because I kind of want somewhere to sit if we can actually get this thing to run. If you guys remember, and if you don't, we'll have the kid throw a little clip in. But, yeah, this thing, we got it running. Sitting down in front of the shop like nothing. I mean, it just, boom, just fired right up. And then we did an oil change, and it stopped. I don't know how that happens, why that happens. I think we lost spark. I think it's too weak. It's a whole, yeah. So that's why we figured we bring it in the shop, and that'll make it run, because that'll work, right? But if not, we got some parts to throw at it, and hopefully either the location, not likely, or these parts we can throw at it will make this thing run again. So I guess that's what we should start doing. But before we do that, I promised you guys that I'd show you some things, right? So we went through all sorts of stuff. Here's all the trash we found. So here's that bumper jack and tire iron and stuff, which I think are original to the car. And Don over at Don's Hot Rod Garage said those are pretty rare. So he knows what he's talking about. If you don't believe me, go check out his channel. We'll put a link down there in the description. This guy knows what's going on. So that being said, here's what we got. I showed you a couple of these things the end of last episode. Like, we had this, this piece right here, goes down there, and a little bit of belt molding or trim or whatever you want to call it. What we got here? We got the dome light. We got some horn stuff and all that, yeah. We got some really, really mangled pieces that go around the headlights. I mean, these are pretty bad. I don't know. Maybe we can, yeah. But you guys see the rest of the car. Of course we're going to use them. No big deal. And apparently, for some reason, I watched the last video, and when the kid was editing and stuff, and I was really, really proud of this, that I mentioned it like 47 times. No idea why. It's beat to hell. But it's like an inspiration of what I might want to do with this thing. We'll see. I don't know. I think it's a little too early to pick out that kind of stuff on the car. But and I know I got a lot of comments, too, that we're not going to keep the ETs. They're cool, man. There's no doubt about it. I don't know if you guys see this or not, but things don't really fit around here. Little snug. So we'll see how it all goes. I might keep, I don't know, maybe I'll get the right size tire will work. I don't know. But I want to show you guys that, and now we'll actually see if we get this thing to run. All right, so we're all set up, right? We got the battery stuck on there, and that's about all we really have to do because everything's pretty complete. So what's going on here? We got the baseball bat from my childhood holding us up here. I think I figured out the problem why the hood's coming apart there. Look at that guy, huh? She's kind of, you know, doing a little bit of, yeah, that's not good. So let's say we need a hood hinge over here. This guy seems to be still fighting a good fight, so that's good. And maybe sometime soon I should get the right battery instead of this side post made into kind of a half-assed top post hanging off the side of the thing, trying not to hit the fan. That's actually out of the automobile. I'm going to work on that, guys. But until that happens, we got a little go-go juice here. I'm going to shoot it down the carb. And that should be, yeah, there we go. That's good to go. And I guess we'll see what's going on. See if she lights off. What do you guys think? Location gonna fix it? I don't know. She wants to go. Yeah. Okay, location's probably not gonna fix it. We gotta actually do something. Oh, hey, look what I found. It's a glass that's supposed to be here. Guess I should probably get that out of there. I'll work on that. Told you guys I'd work on it, right? So we got it out of there. And what do you think? You think we can glue this bad dog back together here? And yeah, probably not. And then I kind of lost focus after that, guys. These things do happen. But I got the door opening and closing smooth now. Look at that, huh? I mean, right? And then, of course, you know, nothing would be fully losing focus without making sure I did the same for the other door that I'm not even like working anywhere around. So yeah, we're good to go. Of course, I did nothing under here. Actually, I take that back. I kind of did, and I came up with a plan, and it includes this little box right there. All right, guys, relax. Don't worry about it. I didn't lose focus that bad. In fact, I kind of started thinking, this thing's kind of got like a weak spark. I don't know, man. However, I got plugs, wires, cap, rotor, coil, points, all that stuff for a 230 in that box back there. And you guys guessed it, this is also a 230. So since the 65 probably doesn't need that stuff right now because it's still kind of sitting outside halfway in the woods, but don't worry about that. I figure let's try and do the right thing here and give it, we're going to tune it up anyways. So why not, right? Let's do that. And in keeping with, you know, turn over a new leaf for the new year and all that, I'm going to actually go out and buy the proper battery for this thing. Put it in, do the tune up, and see if it's good to go. I think it might, if she's trying to pop, I don't know. I'm thinking it might be a carb issue, but we'll throw parts out in the meantime and see how that goes. However, I'm going to call it for tonight. A couple of reasons. It's getting a little cold, you know, getting a little soft, I guess. And more importantly, BW's about to come on with BW's Live. So every Friday night we check that out, you know, a bunch of like-minded people talking about cars, whatnot. It always turns into food. Seeing a trend here. Either way, I'm going to go do that. And you know what? I'm going to put a link to his channel down here. You can check him out too. He's got a badass 55 gasser. And the dude is a hell of a welder. I'll tell you what. It makes us all look, well, anybody makes me look bad, but whatever. So, yeah, guess I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, guys. So it's next day. Back down the shop. Been out running errands all day. Went to the dump. Totally forgot to bring those with me. But not a big deal. I did what I said I was going to do, guys. I actually went out and bought a battery. So, yeah, brand spanking new she is. Look at that, guys, huh? Tell you we're doing new things. So I'm going to throw that in, and well, I don't know if you saw that too, but I also bought some starting fluid because that's clearly the problem. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Throw the battery in, flood it with some starting fluid, and see if that changes anything. And we'll go from there. I really don't want to throw parts at it. I kind of want to do some kind of troubleshooting. So this was the most ghetto troubleshooting I could think of. We'll give it a shot. All right, guys, new batteries installed. See, look, it actually fits there, and like stuff goes the way it's supposed to. Let's give it a little. There we go. All right. Some of this stuff here. Okay, that should be fine. Let's see what it does. Let's see what it does. It's exactly the same. Yep, didn't really change anything. But she's like popping, like she wants to go. All right, we're going to do this one step at a time. That was step one. Didn't do nothing. Smells really bad. Let me take a look at these plugs. Because you know what? I was thinking about it, and we checked for a spark at the distributor, at the coil. We never checked the plugs. So we pull a couple of them guys, see what they look like. All right, guys, I got things going on all over, right? I got some things going on over here, and I got some things going on over here. We're going to talk about this first. So, clearly, I pulled all the plugs out, right? They're over here on the bench. We'll get to them in a minute. While I was under here, I read out the coil. First for resistance, and it was like 1.5 and then down to like 1.3. Then 1.4 and then down to 1. But it stayed like right in that region. So I'm going to call that good. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. And then I put the key on, well, hooked the battery up, put the key on, read it for volts, and it was reading around 5 or 6, which is kind of where you want it because there is a ballast resistor somewhere in there. We haven't located it yet, but it's going to be all right. So, look at you guys. This is how you know we're doing things when this little guy's out, right? But I think I found the culprits. Look at these guys. They're a little black and sooty, huh? Look at this guy. They're all like that. All exactly the same. Fouled out. Because this here is what it's supposed to look like. Hopefully that's it. About to find out. All right, guys, so we're going to give her a shot, all right? Got all the plugs in there, gapped them, 0.35. We got, check the firing order. If you guys know how to remember the firing order on one of these inline sixes, leave a comment about it. Real easy way to remember, right? But I even torqued the spark plugs, guys. So we should be all set. Let's see what's up. All right, get this little guy hooked up here. There we go. Let's see what we got here. We got a mad starter. No different. Oh, what? Well, that wasn't it. All right. All right, guys, so things have escalated a little bit. I tried pouring a whole bunch of that down the carb, and as you can see, I got the old coil taken out and put the new one in. Didn't work either, but I'm thinking it's not a spark issue. I'm going to show you why. First, I still got the same key, guys. She works good. I'll tell you what. Yeah, put the old battery on there. All right. And let's see if I can do this and show you the spark. Ha. I can do it, I promise. Where we go? Let's go. She's got a spark. See? You can see it. So, let me put that down. There we go. Yeah. The search continues. All right, guys. I don't know why all of a sudden I was from Boston or something there, but I think it's because I'm kind of getting delirious over here. I mean, I'm pouring gas down the carb, right? Clearly, it's got spark. Is the carburetor like all clogged up? I don't. I'm done for the night because, this is like, it's crazy, right? Especially since it was running fine, and then I did an oil change, and now this is going on. That's it. We haven't changed anything else. And I've been fighting this, I don't know. So we found some things. I mean, obviously, the plugs were not good. So, but they weren't the problem. They just weren't good. The coil was a little bit, low. So I said, maybe I'll try that. That didn't work either. So maybe tomorrow? I don't know. But, yeah. I've had it for tonight. I'm hungry. I'm cold. And I'm frustrated. I'll see you guys tomorrow. So Kevin came by today. He's still here.
We're talking about that word focus.
So we messed around with the straight six over here for a little bit. And
Just pulled the plug out of it.
yeah.
Did the old
We got technical tools going on over here. Look at that.
yeah, look at that. He's got gauges out. Did a compression test on number what, 4?
Number 4.
Number
Yep.
4?
Yep.
Had a whopping what, 65 or 70 psi.
She was creeping up on 75, I think.
She's a runner.
Yeah. Well, no.
So Chaz is still wound up about getting it started, getting it running. I'm like, why? You're gonna put a V8 in it, right? Yeah. So why bother? And that's when I wrote that. Focus.
Over there, yeah.
We don't care about this, right? It's not running. It's
I
not
kind of
moving
do.
anywhere.
I kind of.
Let's go. Come here.
Well, we found some other stuff first, though.
Come here. Check it out.
Huh? What do you got?
A cherry picker
Yep.
and a V8.
Oh, strategically placed next to that 350 there, huh?
Yeah.
It
It's
is.
almost like we could pull that straight 6 out of there really easily.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like 7
Or
bolts
we could
holding it
order a 283. You said you wanted something a little more appropriate.
in. Yeah, I think it's
Order a
period
Blueprint-
correct.
Blueprint 283 from Jegs or Summit for a couple grand. Big brake kit, suspension kit, and the floor pans are a little expensive, and the windshield's going to be a little expensive. But
$200 per windshield.
so what's on the way? What parts you got on the way?
I don't want to tell you.
What's on the way?
Nothing for this.
You got nothing.
No, I got some parts coming for that Oldsmobile though.
So you've done 2 episodes on the Bel Air, and you don't have any parts on the way.
I think I did more than that. So this is what I'm thinking. This is me. I want this thing to like run and drive so I can kind of move it out of here and stuff and get it, maybe buy, I want to get your expression here, buy a 283 that, been sitting for a little while and like rebuild that rather than just getting a blueprinted.
Yeah, because you got time to rebuild an engine.
Yeah, it doesn't take that long.
Go back to that word. What's that word say?
Well, speaking of focus, what about all the stuff we found out over here? Let's talk about that. So Kevin, for you guys who don't know, grew up in a body shop.
Yeah.
And it took him about 4 seconds to find a bunch of stuff. Now, granted, we know the body, like, it's not, pristine. Clearly, you can see that, But show some of the stuff you found.
Well, like I said, if this was 1993, this probably would go to the scrapyard, I think. But being it's 2023, I think it's fully fixable. But this is what I think happened, if I may speculate. I think this came into a corner, the left-hander, pretty hot. Probably washed out the rear end, ended up in a ditch, and flipped up, not completely over, but on its side, so the back of the roof right here took some damage. Because the whole back of the roof is damaged. And it's been caved in. And you can see where the inner structure has been cut out of it, so they could repair this.
That was crazy. When you pointed that out, I didn't even notice that.
And this back window,
It's obviously newer than
is
the
in
rest.
better
Of it.
condition than the rest of the windows. So I think that's been replaced. Obviously, the whole right side of the car has been taken down, right?
And it kind of explains this molding that goes on the rocker and why it looks like that.
And you can see on the inside where this has been beat out. And I think this rocker has been completely replaced. As you can see where there's a terrible weld seam right there. Looks like it's been beat to fit, paint to match.
And then cracked there, huh?
Yeah, and then it looks right here as well. And you got this oil canning. Typically oil canning, just because metal's under stress.
But the other side's not under any stress at all, though.
No, it's been relieved.
Yeah.
It's been rust relieved. But so what were you telling me about the brakes?
There are no brakes right now.
No.
Is that what you meant?
No, the price. And like,
Oh, so I was looking at 2 kits, well, a couple of kits, more than 2 kits. Just doing disc brakes up front, or maybe doing 4-wheel, just because I think it was like $300 or $400 more to just do the back too.
so what's total if we did all 4?
I want to say it was $1,100.
So we're in a grand already for brakes.
Right.
Disc all the way around.
Power disc.
Power disc.
Yeah.
Hazoop.
No, that's some, you know.
Okay. If you decided to do an entire floor pan, you said it was a grand.
Ish, yeah.
Okay, well, let's say another grand, $2 grand. What can you find a rebuilt 283 for on the interwebs?
Like rebuilt, like with a can of spray paint, or like
So it doesn't smoke? Rebuilt?
everyone I found that's sitting for God knows how long was like $500. So basically, you're getting.
So we can find a rebuilt one for $2 grand?
I don't know who's rebuilding 283s, to be honest with you, but
Can we find a non-smoking 283 for $2 grand?
probably
So we're at $4 grand. It stops, it goes. You need a transmission.
it's got a power glide in it.
You need a transmission. So we need what? 4-speed, right? Auto?
I don't know.
Because you want to go down the highway, right? Or if you wanted to cheap out, you could go 350, 400 turbo, right? Well, those are a dime a dozen. But you might be able to recoup some money on that power glide.
True.
Racers love this power glide.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Interior,
Dude, door panels.
you're going to do that yourself.
Yeah, doing it myself. Door panels. Unassembled door panels. I think it was like $600 or $700 to get them assembled. Where you just kind of pop them in was like $1 grand. The seats are $1,000 for the kit. Doing it myself.
Okay. So
Yeah,
we're
it gotta
going
get
down the road.
expensive.
You got to have a seat.
I got a milk crate in the back.
How much to do that seat? Grand?
Yeah, I think it comes with a kit front and back. It was $1,000 for both.
Okay, so we're at
Oh, that's
$5
good.
grand. This runs, stops. Got something to sit on. We haven't talked about a transmission price. We'll say $500 for a transmission, rebuilt from Johnny's rebuilts down the street.
You know Johnny?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're at $5,500, right? Windshields, how much?
200?
What's that? 57?
No, it's a 64.
Wheels?
Oh,
Steelies?
yeah. I think so.
How much are those?
Probably, I don't know, $600-$700 for a set, probably.
So we're
If you get them
looking
new,
at $6 grand.
we could probably go to the junkyard, get some, cheap. Done that for.
$6 grand. We're stopping. We're rolling.
Yeah,
We got
yeah,
power.
But then you get all the nickel and dime stuff. Yeah.
Add $2 grand for that.
God bless, we're getting a little expensive.
So we're still under 10 grand.
Doesn't the dollar sign go before it?
Yeah. I didn't say it was smart.
Why are we going sideways?
Because this is the way I'm leaning.
Hey, you look taller when I put the camera this way, though.
10K. And we're driving to trial next year.
Yeah, but this is too new for truck.
That's good.
I think it's 63 and older.
I didn't say race. We're just driving it to it.
No, well, race, yeah, we're way too old for that. Or too new, rather. That's like pre-war.
No, all I'm saying is we have
I know where you're going. I like to be difficult.
I'm trying to be focused here. I'm trying to help you out. So with that said, set the camera up. Let's get the cherry picker out. I want to get this 6-cylinder running so I can move it in and out of the garage.
I don't sound like that.
That's what you said.
But not in that.
I
that
wanted to leave the V6 or the straight 6 in it so I could move it in and out.
but I have more bass in my voice when I said it.
How does that even make sense? Come on.
I don't know why I keep going that way with it though.
I'm stoked about this project. I love it.
I am. I like it. I got to figure out exactly what we're gonna do.
Well, I tell you one thing.
Hmm.
You start ordering parts, and you start putting your money where your mouth is, you're gonna focus because you don't want that money to go down the drain.
That might be why I haven't ordered anything yet.
Because you're not focused. Because you're not even sure if you like this car.
Oh, I like it. There's no question about that.
You sure?
Yeah.
You like that truck?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
You like this bike? You sure?
I do like the bike. Yeah.
I'm just trying to motivate you, Chaz.
I put a lot of miles on that truck in the corner though.
Yeah.
Not put more than I put on the shovel.
How long have I known you? 5 years?
Yeah, something like that.
So I've known you 5 years. Never seen this thing run. Never seen that truck run.
We can fire the truck up right now.
Actually, I may have seen that truck run. This thing's sweet, dude.
It is.
Like, I wish the seat was in better shape. I'd like to sit in it.
I rebuilt the other side.
You didn't do anything, Chaz. You cleaned it out. You vacuumed it.
Yeah, I made a mess too.
Jack stands. Let's get it up on Jack's. Let's do this. Look at that dope gas pedal. Man, I love that.
You're a fan of the gas pedal?
I love those little gas pedals.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It just needs one of them chrome foot.
The foot thing? Yeah, we'll get the other one for the high beam too, the small foot.
Yes.
Yeah.
I forgot about those.
Oh yeah. You think I didn't have one at one point? Come on. It's got a little oil canning to it too, huh?
Yeah, I just noticed that. That floor pan's got a little.
Maybe she needs a relief cut like that one.
Maybe she's twisted. Maybe that's why it hasn't been on the road since '75.
I wasn't even born yet.
I was still green.
Said you weren't gonna curse.
Sorry.
Ah,
I
man.
was still pooping green.
Pooping. All right. We're going to figure out what we're going to do here. I think Kevin already knows what we're going to do.
I'm fixing to get the cherry picker out and make this happen.
I'm going to stop recording now. Always a good time when Kevin stops by, you know? But, yeah, he just took off. But before he did, he left us a little note. Want to make sure, you know, that we're focused. But, so clearly, we have a different mindset when it comes to hot rodding, motorcycles, all that kind of stuff. You guys see how I do stuff, right? I don't make a whole lot of sense a lot of time. And it makes sense, but that's it. Kevin's very methodical. You guys seen his FXR, and that's just how he does things. He lays out a plan, and he follows it. And that's awesome. I wish I could do it. I get a little sidetracked. I'm working on it, but, you know. But you know what? We're actually getting a little closer, me and him, when it comes to, like, where we're at with the project. So this car, he actually likes how it looks. He's like, man, you know what? It's got a cool look to it. The patina, you know, it tells a story and all that. But, and he was part of, you know, decrypting more of that story, looking at all the bodywork that was. I didn't catch a lot of this stuff, guys. It's crazy, some of the stuff that was done, because he's got an eye for it, and he grew up doing that stuff. So I grew up working in the driveway, making stuff run, you know, because I had to get to work or whatever, right? But that was actually his family business, so he knows a lot more about that stuff. And because of that, he don't like doing it, you know? But, yeah, so he's right. And now I'm going to listen to him. Oh, see, Toyota's right. He's right. I do got to wrap my head around spending money, right? I say all the time, if you want to have the coolest thing in the parking lot, you better be ready to do some work. Well, nowadays, it also means you better be ready to spend some money. And I ain't there yet, guys. I'll put in the work. That don't bother me. I don't like spending the money yet, so we're there. We're working on it. We're working on it, all right? But one thing I'm going to prove him wrong about is this little guy right here. I'm going to tell you, that thing's going to run. Because I know it ran, right? Now, yeah, it was missing. Yeah, it was making some noise. Yeah, it might have smoked a little bit, but she was running. So, we're going to run again. That's what we're going to work on. All right? So, I'm going to end the video here, and the next video, it's about to start because I'm going to get after this thing. All right? So, until then, guys, like, share, subscribe, ring the bell, tell a friend, and as always, thanks for watching.